I am seeing a side of housemates that I don't like. Certain people in the house that I will It really sucks.
These guys are so angry. I think now they finally get it. It's too late. And your boy is actually provoking me.
No. At this point, I'm forced to ask, don't you guys think you're doing too much? Like, isn't this too much? Okay, guys, so we've literally been seeing, I think, the real version of some of the housemates. That's what I'm going to be telling you. One of the main facts, one of the main things, one of the main pointers right now is that those housemates are beginning, some people say beginning to show their true colors, or beginning to know who they really are. Because, guys, I'm not going to lie, the Terry I saw the first week looks like the Terry we're seeing right now. Because obviously the Terry we saw from second week to like fifth week, fourth week was a different Terry. I mean, this is the Terry we know, the gangster Terry, the thug Terry, the bully Terry. I don't know, but if you guys don't see what Terry is doing as bullying, I think it is. I think this 3-man group, but right now it looks like there's another alliance that is going on in Tools's team. I don't know, because when I heard Terry say things like, I don't trust Tools, I'm like, Tools. Natalie needs to start watching it, because it looks like his team is going to be against him very, very soon. Hey guys, I'm going to be talking about everything that happened last night, guys. I'm going to be talking about the diary sessions. I'm going to be talking about the midnight conversations between these humans in Biggie's house, guys. I mean, it's another one. I'm here for another update of the Bbmzansi show. If you're a fan, please click on the red subscribe button right now to be part of this community. Join the conversation, because we'll have it loud in this community. Do not forget to turn on the post notification bell so that you'd always get alerts of my video every time I share new content. Guys, with that said, let me give you the gist. Now, guys, literally these guys have been working on their task. I mean, I always do the update of every of my video following the last video. So if you want to get the most of this video, guys, probably check the previous video and maybe come back to this one, because you get the flow right. Now basically these housemates have been working on their task, and you guys, literally my last video was me telling you guys about Mpo cat walking, and then Biggie called and she went in for a diary session. Now guys, in Mpo's diary session was actually so interesting that I really don't think I'd like to share it in this video. I'd like to make a special one. I'm going to make a special video for Mpo, because the narrative she's pushing down, like guys, one of the things I'm going to be doing in this video is actually to expose the strategy of most of these housemates. And the two main focus of the people I'm going to be exposing their strategy right now is Venice and Nale, guys. And I'm going to be talking about these two, I don't know what to call them, clowns, bully, whatever, but this circle is beginning to get very vicious, very, very vicious. So we literally saw Venice cry yesterday, during their early morning workout yesterday. And then afterwards, guys, the diary session, we had Nale come off our diary session, and guys, it was also a cheery diary session for Nale, because Nale was really venting. She was crying. She said she's seen a part of this housemate that she really doesn't want to see. She's seen a lot of vicious circles. She's seen conspiracy. She's seen things like, having a friend, having somebody's back, and suddenly going up against the person. So she's like, the conspiracy thing looks like it's getting to her, and she's like, she's prepared to always come to a diary session, always be up for nomination, if that is what is going to cost to keep being her. So literally, guys, Nale's diary session was kind of teary. I'm gonna say that it was kind of very, very, very teary. Now, moving forward for Nale, one of the things that she said is she has built a lot of alliances. I mean, Nale actually pointed out the fact that there is beef between two clans. So Nale in her diary session shared that Libo had actually called her out, and said during their morning workout, and said, you know what, I want GASH1 and I want Tattoo out. And she's like, whatever. And then she said Libo actually went forward to say, you know what, this is what we want to do. We want to put them up. You guys vote for Tattoo, we will vote for GASH1. So it was like it divided the team. And then I think Nale was literally just telling Biggie about this, because she said she was probably surprised that she came up. No, she was nominated. No, not that she was nominated this time, but this time it wasn't like anybody nominated her, because she, according to Libo, what Libo had told Nale said that a birdie told him, after I had a conversation with Themba. So Themba is actually a snake right now because it looks like whatever conversation GASH1 has with Themba goes back to related to Libo. So like Themba looks like the insider for the Libo team. This is just what I made out from what Nale actually shared. Now, according to Nale, Libo actually exposed to her that Venice and Nale and her were going to be on GASH1's list of nomination. And so basically, I guess Nale looked at it like, okay, it looks like GASH1 didn't really nominate me because she didn't stand up for nomination, or maybe because GASH1's group was in a minority, she didn't really stand up. So it was literally more like, it was eye-revealing. It was like everything just opened up to Nale. Like, how would we say it in how do we even say that thing? Like, people are inside water and soap is entering their eyes. So it's as if Nale just used her hand to take water and wash off the soap in her eyes. So she said it became very clear when Libo actually did the save and replace, saved tools, and picked her. So she was like, so it literally means that I'm also somebody that is worth to be I want to be the sacrificial lamb, because you're going to come and conspire with me and you're still going to put me up. So basically, right now, I mean, whether you guys see this or not, but this is the reality. Nale has a special beef right now for the Tools, Libo, and the Terry group. So she actually vented and she said it's not going to be her. She said a lot of things. And then we saw Venice's diary session. Venice shared her own. Biggie asked her, she shared about why she was crying. She said it was about Themba, Libo, and that that different people have different ways to react to things, that she doesn't literally want to overdo things when it comes to exercise because it's not her thing. That when she was teaching about the song with their anthem, that she didn't want to make everybody perfection. So she just literally was talking about Libo not respecting other people's personality. Basically, that was just the summary I got from what Venice explained in a diary session. So guys, after the diary session, Nale and Venice now looks like the new alliance we have in the house. I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but they've been having a lot of special moments. Apart from the friendship now, I personally see a big alliance. I personally see a very strong alliance coming up. But the question is, how strong? How strong is this alliance? Because for me, people like Terry saying, I mean, they're opening their eyes in the third week to go. Do you think Nale and Venice are opening their eyes very late? And one of the questions I'm going to ask these two ladies that really broke down is, are they really mentally ready for this game? Because this game, there are a lot of overwhelming personalities. That's not even a lie. So guys, now literally after the whole thing, we actually saw Venice and Nale, and they were having a conversation, and the conversation was all about upstairs and downstairs. And at the point they had to stop the conversation because they felt like they were breaking Biggie's rule, the conspiracy thing, because when the conspiracy thing ends, they are not supposed to talk about it anymore. So they actually moved in talking about upstairs and downstairs, and they were like, at some point in the house, the people upstairs wanted everybody downstairs to go home so that they would become the lord and the queens, and basically it looks like that is not happening. So basically, for me, I feel like Venice and Nale suddenly found out that they have suddenly become the sacrificial lamb of this 3-man group and they decided to form their own alliance. Now guys, looking at the way these housemates have been playing, I think I have something to say. When I look at Nale's game, I feel like Nale really hasn't been playing a game, but the truth is that Nale will be Nale. She's just that sweet person. She doesn't have that hate in her. So we might just excuse Nale for a bit because she has actually always shared about her personality from the onset. But like, Nale really doesn't have a strategy, if you ask me. And guys, I don't know, but for some reason, I find it very weird that Nale and Venus were talking about Themba in their conversations, because you guys, you remember that the very first weeks, these guys got into the house, Themba and Nale were actually an item. We're actually shipping them. We were actually believing that Nale and Themba are going to be a successful ship, but they didn't. The whole friendship thing ended. And so for me, I find it awkward that Nale and Venus are not having that conversation. Now, if we look at the game critically, guys, if we were to look at the game, I know that you guys know also that if Nale and Themba, if Nale was a bit strategic, because I feel like the person who messed up Nale's game right now in the show is Tools. Tools messed up Nale's game, is still messing up her game, and basically that's why she's always finding herself up on nomination. I'm not gonna lie, because I feel like if Nale had, for example, moved with Themba, they would have been a strong ship, and that alliance would have been a very hard one to break. Now, for me, I feel like Venice, because guys, I don't know, but if you guys have noticed it, but I feel like Nale really doesn't have a strategy. That's the truth. She doesn't have a strategy. But I'm not going to say the same thing for Venice, because for Venice, I feel like Venice has a strategy, and Venice's strategy is just allowing her highly sensitive personality come out very well. Now, a highly sensitive person is always that person that feels the most of everything. She feels the most when she's quarreling with somebody. She feels the most when somebody talks to her in a bad way. And you guys remember when Ntabi snapped at her, she picked up like a big fight from that. So she's this highly sensitive person who gets to pick up fights and all that. Now, basically, when we look at what's her name, Venice, we would say Venice does not really have a strategy, but at this point, every time Venice is up for nomination, we kind of see strategic moves from her. So let me expose one of the strategic moves from Venice. Now guys, for example, Venice acts like the crybaby only when she is up for nomination. Other weeks when she's nominating everybody, she's okay, she's fine, she's cool, she's telling people that they have attitude problem, blah blah blah. She's giving reasons why she's nominating legit. But whenever Venice is up for nomination, there's always a crying session. You guys, the first time she was up for nomination with BU, we saw her breaking down. This time again, we saw her breaking down because of what Libo said to her. And so, while these two people are busy crying and feeling all sorry about the whole situation, I'm not going to lie, Libo and Terry are having a hard time. And guys, I'm not going to lie, it looks like Libo and Terry might be another strong alliance we have in that house. And I think for a fact they might be wanting or be thinking to take out tools from the group very soon. This is what I'm sensing. I don't know if anybody's sensing it now. I feel like Venice is actually playing a game. Now, previously we noticed Venice actually had this conversation with Nale, and she was like, you know what, I'm crushing on Themba. I think I like him. We have very addictive personalities, blah, blah, blah. And guys, I feel that the reason why Venice has decided to suddenly start having conversations about Themba is not because she is so into Themba, guys, but I feel it's because she feels Themba is a strong competitor in the game. And this week, guys, Themba is not up for nomination, so why not use Themba to shine? Why not see how you can work with it? Because the truth is, this has to keep on telling us like, sometimes we forget that we're in the show. It's a lie. Most of them know they're in the show. They are very, very camera conscious. Too camera conscious, if you ask me. So I personally feel like the crying and breaking down thing for me, yes, I know she is very highly sensitive, but the truth is that I feel the whole talking about having a crush on Themba is not legit. Like right now, I don't trust Venice. I don't trust her. You guys know I love to keep it real. If you have a problem with it, let's fight in the comment section. You guys know that's where. Let's use the keypads and fight over it. But I feel Venice doesn't have a strategy. Maybe she's thinking, you know what, let me try this ship strategy with Themba and see if Themba's people might get to save me this week, because she was saved last time she was up with BU. So maybe she's thinking, maybe if I play that stunt, it might work this time. This is just me exposing that fact. Now, when I look at Terry and Libo, I'm looking at Libo like Libo really doesn't even have a strategy. And guys, one of the interesting conversations Libo and Terry had yesterday was to strategize on how to win H2H again. My God, dude. These people feel like they're the only ones that came to Biggie's household. Like, see Terry planning how she's going to win H2H. It's like, in their head, they feel like they have all the maths. They get the show. They understand the dynamics. They know how to just maneuver their way into top 5. And I'm like, Biggie, it's your fault. I'm not going to lie. This is Biggie's fault. And one of the reasons why I'm going to say it's Biggie's fault is because, this conspiracy thing has been going on already for like 3 weeks or 4 weeks now. I think it's enough. I think it's not really telling on all the groups. Only one group is benefiting from this conspiracy thing, and I think it's the Tools, Libo and Terry group, because these guys have already started their conspiracy group before the conspiracy corner started. So basically I feel like Biggie is not even making it very fair. There's no fair game in the game right now. See guys, I'm not gonna lie, whenever I talk in my channel, I tell you the facts. I don't try to I don't do wishy-washy stuff here. I don't try to scratch it on the surface I hit it on the nail, and I feel like Biggie is playing a monotonous game. I think the game is too monotonous because everything is predictable. We know what next these guys are thinking of. Why don't they change the game to something different? I mean, these games look like they're following the same pattern. They're following the same pattern. I feel like it's time for Biggie to change. I think it's time for this H2H and deputy thing to stop. Yes, the deputy should be up for nomination. Only maybe the head of house. The veto power should be switched maybe to somebody that carried second or something. I don't know, but guys, I feel like Biggie should change this game already because the strategy, the conspiracy thing is getting very boring. The show is beginning to get too predictable, and I don't think that's what the Big Brother show is all about. You guys, what do you guys have to say about all these housemates and how they've been playing their game? For me, I feel like Terry is playing an annoying game right now. Anyways, I don't know, man, but for some reason, this Terry I'm seeing on the screen isn't the Terry I signed up to see. Like, I really wish Terry could play something smarter. I know she's going to play a very vicious game, and the only thing that is exciting me now is I'm very sure Terry is going to play a very vicious game against Jules. But for her downplaying the other housemate, talking about GASH1 sleeping all day, and she's sure it's not his pals that's causing it. I mean, like, really talking shit about other housemates is really taking me off with this Terry girl. I think she should grow up already. Libo, I don't know, that dude is somebody I'm still going to find the right words to explain him. Guys, I'm going to see you guys on the next episode.